I know what you're wondering. What's in the canister?
The Hivemind is a support perk, even though the game says it's a backline perk. Can make any runs very easy to manage and do all the work for you. It is so easy, you can literally win snipe by doing almost nothing. Making frontlining or backlining, even looting surprisingly easier with your toxic babes taped on with your Apple Watch on your left hand. Any enemy that is deliberating by the toxic babes will be slowed down, receiving damage per ticks, bleeding, make them sick and vomit. Cause them to be easy targets for both frontliner and backliners. Press F to bring up your Apple Watch. You'll be introduced with 3 modes you can use with this ability. That is Direct, Divide, and Disperse. Okay, Direct. Sends out a group of swarms around you and you'll target any enemy within its limited range. Notably, mostly used for looting phase because it can detect and attack enemies through walls. This mode does more damage per ticks than the other modes. Direct works less effectively with higher internet ping as the swarm sometimes not being able to catch up its target and can be outrun by faster enemy. Divide sends out a line of swarms in front of you to defend from enemy that is coming straight at you. Most of the time Hivemind be using this during storms. It is so easy. You can literally win snipe by doing almost nothing. Disperse sends out a cluster of cubic formation of swarms that with wider area effect. Not much useful, but is there for certain situations. You can use its ability indefinitely since the time for the users to end and is exactly when it reaches 100%, so the only time you may need to wait is when you need to use a different mode. For pros, you are immune to bleeding, in which it's a screw you to utterly bleeding. Hive auras are basically a hive that scatters around your screen. Even without the main ability activated, any enemy that stays very close to you will eventually get sick and throw up. Yeah, which maybe is useful for frontlining and backlining, and faster shove to escape from enemies. Yeah. Talking about frontlining, Executioner Sword is a good addition to your melee weapon since your swarms continuously weakens enemy. They can make them easy target to kill, even with not enough melee damage output. But you barely even frontline with this perk, so why? The cons are reduced max health, max stamina, and reduced recoil control. Doesn't do much in your average run, so you don't have in mind too much. Although it is weird for a backliner perk to have reduced recoil control. Regardless, for traits, Professional is recommended since you'll be always using guns at endgame nights. Impatient and Fearless are still everyone's favorite go-to traits, but there's Tormented in case you think 85 HP isn't enough. Calm and Methodical is a combo if you want to attempt to frontline with this perk. For equipment, Tear Gas. Use this to lock enemies into your swarms longer or slow them down. Or Shrapnel Device to slow multiple enemies down. Then Janil to temporarily neglect Cripple, Fracture, and also Painkiller effect as a buff. Throwing Knives may not be viable during looting phase since Hivemind ability can help you gather rations already. Overall, this is a less aggressive, low skill, easy to use perk suitable for most people. Allows Scav to give up their rations. There are a few interesting placements for Divide mode, such as placing it beside Red Container or by the locker area over here. So all the enemies lines up, slow down, and make them easy to hit. Yeah, playing with this perk may slow down the server or your frame rate. Be careful with it. Anyway, here's the lore on Hive Activator. According to Trello, the activator is what controls the swarms. The swarms aren't biological beings, they are specifically commanded by the activator. Without the command input from the activator, they will just fall over and do nothing. The activator is linked to Hivemind users themselves, sending off thousands of commands per nanosecond.